Lamar is a terrible Pro Bowl quarterback.
Who cares about that?
He hit a single target on the precision passing drill.
And Kirk had 18.
Yeah, but Kirk
Points,
is like not a
targets
terrible.
hit.
He's not even like that terrible of a quarterback. I don't think.
I don't understand who cares about who the hell
Like,
cares.
He was a good quarterback during the season. Like, he made some good passes.
Yeah, he made some good passes, but his receivers are also able to jump. And I've been on the whole year. I've been on the Lamar is MVP train the whole season. But I was watching his Pro Bowl and just seeing him throw duck after duck. And it was just, even when they have him going, like when the defenders are sitting there and trying to catch the football, he's just missing, and it's bad. I don't.
That does nothing against his career or his. He's the MVP.
Yeah, I know, but the haters are gonna say he's a running back because you literally see him just throwing ducks.
I feel like
it sounds like you're one of the haters.
I feel like he'd much rather win the MVP than do well in the Pro Bowl. That's just my opinion.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
But,
well, I think his scheme helped him out.
I mean, he
also.
wanted to win the Super Bowl even more. And
he's a running
He wanted to win
quarterback.
that
That's not
so
such a
bad.
bad thing. He's a running quarterback. That's not a bad thing. He definitely improved throwing the ball last year. I mean, this year instead of last year. If you look at his numbers passing from this year to last year, it's a dramatic improvement. So it'll only get better from here.
No, yeah, that's true. It's true. It's just the fact that so many people think that all he does is run around. But I don't understand. There's so many quarterbacks who have done that before. I mean,
And if it works, keep going.
exactly.
With it,
When Cam Newton was doing it, people were losing their minds. But now Lamar's doing it just because he's not a giant man, and people are just like, "Oh, he's not a real quarterback."
Cam
He's
won the
not a real-
Super Bowl, though.
Oh my God.
Lamar didn't show. I mean,
Lamar. Cam did not win.
Yeah,
the
wait a
Super
second.
Bowl.
What are you talking about?
He got destroyed by.
Wait a minute.
He got destroyed by the Broncos.
So I lied. I forgot
You
about
that was completely wrong.
That
Wow.
was a completely wrong statement.
I was running that
Remember-
through my head a little bit.
I had to
You
stop.
went 18-0 though.
No, he didn't.
No, he did not.
They lost.
They went like 14-2.
No, they didn't. They were 15-1. Oh my God.
Look even better.
But still, they Cam Newton had a terrible Super Bowl. Remember that was the year that he didn't die for the fumble. Oh my gosh! And then that's when he lost like all relevancy as soon as he.
And now he's gonna be the next quarterback for the Chicago Bears.
For
Probably.
the Buccaneers.
It's very possible that.
Speaking of quarterback change, I know you get mad sometimes because we talk a lot about the Patriots, but we have to.
Andy Dalton to the Patriots.
Where is Tom going? Where's Tom going? Is he staying?
Chargers.
What do you think?
Chargers.
If he doesn't stay, that it's very possible that he will. They may pay him that money no matter what, really. But I don't know if he says he's not going to take a team friendly deal. He's going to take more money, but I don't think he's necessarily looking for the biggest contract out there.
I think it has a lot to do with the length too. He wants 2 more years because he is determined. Ever since he said he wants to play till 45, he has stuck to that. Like that's what he wants to be known for, is playing at a high level still at 45 years old. So I don't think the Patriots want to give him a 2-year deal. Because that obviously comes with more money, and 2 years with a non-hometown discount for somebody you don't exactly know is going to be at that level the next 2 years is a big risk. I understand it, but at the same time, I don't understand why Tom would want to leave.
Hey, who knows? He might freaking not get a contract from anybody and show up in the XFL. You know?
Oh my gosh, that'd be crazy.
Someone's going to get a contract.
He's just too bad. He's washed.
If the Patriots back out on it,
Good
there
old
is no way.
Tom Brady, XFL bound.
Bring back Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel to the Patriots.
There is no way Tom Brady will not be on an NFL team by the start of next season.
But where do you see him going if he's not going to be a Patriot? That's everyone.
Well, I think he go because the Chargers are done with Phillip Rivers. They're saying that Phillip Rivers is probably going to be the next quarterback of the Buccaneers because the Buccaneers are done with Winston. The coach was flaming him all offseason. He said we could have won. If we can win with this quarterback, we can win with any quarterback. He doesn't want him back. So Winston's gone. So they think that they're going to get Rivers, and Tom Brady is from California. I think he's going to be the quarterback of the Chargers if he's not playing for the
Chargers drafting the kid from Oregon, the quarterback right there.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible, but
they could be drafting him as a 1-year backup.
Or Tua Tagovailoa, so why not?
He'll be gone by then.
He'll be gone.
And then there's Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, there's a couple good quarterbacks.
Jalen Hurts.
What about Jake from State Farm? I don't even know how good.
So I mean, I guess you can have Tom Brady go there and have them kind of just
Yeah, dude, you give a
Work
D1 quarterback 1 year to just learn under Tom
It could
Brady
be
and watch
another
him work.
Patrick Mahomes situation, you know.
I just hope Brady doesn't make the mistake that like Brett Favre did and just play till he's awful, because he said he was going to retire when he sucked, and I'm not saying he sucked this year. He had receiver problems, he had offensive line problems,
And he didn't even have like a really bad
not at
year.
all, literally not at all. And
It was just his worst statistically, pretty much, since he's ever entered the league.
But still a really good season. And that just proves how good he is.
At every single area was just
Well,
really
their running game was almost non-existent. That was very explosive last year.
we still ran it, even though it was non-existent.
Exactly. And
Josh McDaniels was just like, you know what? We can't run the ball, but we'll try.
There was not much to work with this year at all. And I can't see, going back to what we were talking about, I just can't see Brady going anywhere else. I can't imagine. I mean, imagine Brady taking orders from somebody other than Bill Belichick.
He might enjoy it, though. Who knows?
He might be trash without Belichick, though.
Last time that we were here, we talked about Joe Judge being the new signing. Since then, Jason Garrett is the new offensive coordinator. How's the Giants fan in the room feel about that?
I'm okay with it just because he's had a good offense every single year. He's had one of the top offenses every single year. So I don't know why. I understand he collapsed and can't make that team go better than 9-7 every year. But
that's exactly the point.
But that's not his job anymore. He's not the head coach.
He's not the head coach anymore. He's literally, the point of him is to make offensive plays. That his offense is a top 5 offense.
And their numbers in offense have been like top 5 every single year that he's been a coach there. So
yeah, no, it's true.
So I don't understand why everyone having such a bad.
I like the pairing, honestly. And my grandfather's a huge Giants fan, and I was talking to him about it. And people say Jason Garrett's not the leader of the room, but since he's not going to be the head coach, he really doesn't have to worry about that. He's just got to worry about coming up with a good offensive scheme.
It is true. He could be a completely different type of leader. I mean, they could, who knows? The Giants could be good, but do you think they have a good enough team to be good, regardless of the fact if they have a good coach or not?
I don't think this is a rebuild team. It's not a team that's ready to contend right now.
I'd say 6 wins would be a hope, maybe.
I can see them getting more than 6, honestly. It all depends. They have the top 10 right now in the free agency cap space going into this, and there's some big free agents they can go and get.
Any O linemen?
The O line went really. I mean,
gotta just protect Saquon.
It's not even. I mean, there's a few positions on the O line that you really need. You need like your tackles.
What, definitely. Good old Nate Solder, not so good anymore?
Yeah.
I mean, I really feel like personally what you can do is because you have Will Hernandez at left guard, so he's locked up there. You can move Nate Solder maybe into guard.
Nate Solder should be moved out of the team.
This is the Giants' 2020 schedule. First game, Ravens.
That's a lot. That's a loss.
Wait, is it in Baltimore or in New York?
It's in Baltimore.
Oh, never mind. My bad.
Second game, the Joe Burrow-led Bengals.
We're 1-1.
Think so? Really?
Go on, 1-1.
Cowboys.
1-2. wait. Where are we at for the Cowboys?
What do you mean? AT&T.
Oh yeah, 1-2.
Wow, you don't play if this isn't the right order. You don't play a home game till week 5. Week 4, LA Rams.
Someone's out to get the freaking Giants. Seriously,
that's a give or take.
Yeah, it's really
a give or take.
Give it 2.
What do you think?
I'm taking the Rams.
Really? Easily?
Give me 2-2.
Okay, so after 4 weeks, you're 2-2. You got the Cowboys again.
Not bad.
3-2.
Really?
In MetLife, 3-2.
Really?
We usually we like to split games. We split games most of our division.
Stop it.
No. No.
Just the ASMR.
Fine.
No.
2-4.
2-4,
okay.
And then you got the Eagles.
That's a loss.
That's a loss and a half.
Wait, so you're saying a loss and a half for the Eagles, but the Rams?
I don't know why you. I don't know why we have
maybe not a loss and a half, but I think that is probably one of the closest ones so far. I would give you a win if you said it on that.
Wait, is Brandon Cooks still alive? I just thought about that. Like, what's his situation?
Dude, Brandon Cooks has been knocked out like so many times. He needs to retire because he gets knocked out so easily. So, in some of the times he's literally like, there's been nothing that looked like he needed to get knocked out.
I don't know why you keep on thinking. With all division games, we usually keep it pretty close.
Yeah, but then you end up losing.
Okay, so
anyway.
after week 5, after week 6, you think you're what?
I was saying about 500, maybe 2-4, 3-3.
2-4 or 3-3 after the Cowboys.
Yeah, most likely 2-4.
Yeah.
Okay, Redskins.
Win.
Dwayne Haskins.
Actually, I don't.
Dwayne Haskins gonna have
will
a
most
great
likely be
sophomore
playing,
year.
and they're gonna get Chase Young most likely.
I don't even care about the Dwayne Haskins. It's a Chase Young in that defense.
Chase Young and
That's
the defense
really-
against the
Jack
biggest.
Jack Del Rio. There we go.
You're gonna need to rely on Jones that game because their secondary is not that good at all.
But
It's one of the worst
you
in the league.
understand that, like I said, Jack Del Rio is now the defensive coordinator. That he built up the Bears to be the top defense. The Raiders, he built them to be a top defense. All these teams he's gone to in the last few years, he's built top defenses.
They got Ron Rivera
And
too.
Ron Rivera.
man.
Head coach.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Del
that's
Rio
gonna
at
be a loss.
defensive
I'm telling
yeah.
you. Telling you right now, it's gonna be a loss.
Should I throw out the Redskins may win the NFC East next season?
Oh my dude!
I mean,
who knows in that division?
If the division's
Yeah.
the same as it was last year, I mean,
Exactly. I
Yeah,
mean,
what if the Giants make
That-
playoffs?
that division's not going to be the same it was this year, being like one of the worst divisions in NFL history. I think really it's going to turn around. You have Mike McCarthy coming for the Cowboys, so I think they're going to have a good year. The Redskins having Ron Rivera, and I really think Jack Del Rio is such a huge signing that people don't realize for defensive coordinator because of how good of a
that's a great coaching staff.
No one talks about how good Jack Del Rio is.
very defensive oriented right there. You know.
All
And
right,
then
so
you have the Eagles at the. Okay,
so then
Carson
so now
Wentz.
after the Redskins, you got the Cardinals.
Win.
That's a loss.
we're winning.
That's a
Really,
loss.
that easy? What do you think, Joey?
I think it's a.
Where is
That's a
the game?
win.
Where is the game?
I don't think that one matters either
Yeah,
way.
it's in MetLife. You got a pretty hard schedule. The rest of the games are the Niners, Browns, Steelers, Eagles, Seahawks, Redskins, Bears, Bucks.
This season, next
right.
season may not look so well.
Yeah, you guys have a.
All right,
they
can we
tough
get
season.
can we get the 2020 draft class and like
5 and
top 10?
11. 5 and 11
Yeah,
for
sure.
the Giants.
Like a mock draft?
No,
5 and 11.
I'm joking. I don't need it. Give me Trevor Lawrence.
5 and 11 for the Giants this year.
Think so?
Yep.
What about-
That sounds kind of reasonable, honestly.
Yeah. They're not going to do anything.
Wait, what's
special.
the schedule again? I want to just quickly go through.
Just look it up on your phone.
What do you got? Memory loss or something?
I don't remember all 16 games he just named. I'm not.
They're facing the Ravens, the Browns.
The Ravens, the Bengals, the Cowboys, the Rams, the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Redskins, the Cardinals, the 49ers, the Browners, the
Browners.
Steelers, the Eagles, the Seahawks, Redskins, Bears, Bucks.
I was focused on typing, so I.
This guy,
Just leave them alone.
unbelievable.
Giants.
So a first ballot Hall of Famer retired today of Eli Manning.
Thank God.
You were scared if Tom Brady came
I'm
back
not
to
scared of
Gillette,
anything. I'm not scared of anything
except for the
because
helmet
Tom
catch.
Brady's going to step in and be the new Giants quarterback.
Imagine he goes to New York. They have enough. They have enough cap.
His legacy
That would
would be
never
ruined.
happen.
His legacy would
Never,
be
ever
absolutely
happen.
ruined, especially if they won a Super Bowl. Oh my God.
Imagine the betting odds and how much that goes up.
Oh, shut up.
First of all, they don't have the team to make even if you insert Tom Brady in there, they don't have the team to make their Super Bowl.
They said the same thing about the Ravens. Well, they're not even in the Super Bowl. The same thing happened to the 49ers. They were literally picking the second pick of the draft last year. Now they're in the Super Bowl.
You're not
Yeah,
wrong.
it's because they didn't have Jimmy Garoppolo. They had some bum off the streets as quarterback.
Yeah, he got his torn ACL. That's the big reason.
Yeah.
Give me 3-13.
For the Giants.
That's just.
That sounds about the
I
same
say
record
either-
that the Patriots are going to have.
I say 3-13 or 5-11.
Yeah,
One of the
that sounds
Somewhere-
about right.
somewhere in that
I think
range.
Derek's
Just
I
because
think
their
Derek's-
schedule, the schedule is pretty hard.
They have a really hard schedule next week. Next year for no
I really
reason.
think they
I
may
know.
start off hot next year, and then it's really going to
Start off hot. Their first game's against the Ravens, and then their second game's against the recent Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah, well, I'm saying that. No, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It
And then the
doesn't-
Cowboys
Holding out hope,
in
man. He's
Dallas.
holding
No,
out hope.
I respect that.
Just
I
put in the
respect hope.
backups. Just
I
put in the
respect
backups.
I
to
really
start.
think they may start off kind of hot, and then with that rest of that schedule, you said just sizzle
If they
out
start off
real
hot,
quickly.
then they would have to be one of the best teams in the league because they're
Start off
facing
hot
some
to
of the best
beat the
teams in the
Ravens.
league.
because I'm not saying they're going to beat the Ravens.
They're not.
They're
not.
going to start.
It's just the-
They're going to
Unless
start.
Saquon Barkley runs for 300 yards.
Yeah,
and
that's their only shot.
Maybe he'll even throw a touchdown like Derrick Henry did in the freaking playoff game. Who knows?
I'm saying starting hot. Yeah,
I'm Sam.
By starting hot, I don't mean they're gonna beat the Ravens, but say if they lose to the Ravens and they still go and win 3-4 games there, so they start 4-2. After that, it can go very downhill from the rest of that schedule.
Yeah, I think their wins are going to come probably in the middle of the season. Definitely not those first few. Maybe they'll squeak one out of their first 5 games.
Do you expect Daniel Jones to be like that much better though?
Daniel Jones is a pretty solid. I mean, he's not great.
I never said he was a great quarterback.
Not at all. Not at all. But
he got to work on the fumbles.
He's respectable.
I've trashed Daniel Jones every single time we talk about him.
No, he's got to work on the fumbles. His arm's not bad, and he's got to work on his awareness a little bit. But he's not horrible.
They could make a big signing too.
What, 6th overall or 5th overall, whatever.
They could make a big signing too if they got if they traded for a wide receiver or something.
You say you have a lot of cap space.
$60 million.
Exactly.
What about someone like AJ Green or something like that?
That would be crazy. That's possible.
From the Bungles. Yeah, who knows what the Giants would do, honestly.
Who even are the free agents this year?
The freaking Giants are going to get Cam Newton under center. There you go.
No, I think
Cam Newton to the Bucks.
Cam Newton, he's not going to be in the Panthers next year.
They already said they were going to trade him, I'm pretty sure.
They can't trade him when he's a free agent.
Well, not, yeah.
He's a free agent?
Yeah. Joe, you're on a roll today.
This is why. Never mind. Okay, going on.
I want to bring something up that we have never talked about on the podcast. The beautiful sport of baseball.
It's not a sport.
Stop. Just real quick.
They wear buzzers, so it's fine.
Talk about.
I can hit home runs when I have a buzzer tell me what pitch is coming at me at 95 miles per hour.
Sir.
All right, Kyle.
Xander Bogaerts is the best player.
I want to hear your opinion.
MLB.
I want to hear your opinion on the Derek Jeter not being the second unanimous Hall of Fame candidate.
I mean, honestly, it sucks for him, but do we really think he cares, really? Because he's still in the Hall of Fame.
Do you think it's...
I get it. It'd be different if it was 5 guys didn't vote him in unanimously. It was that one guy. And
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
His name is escaping me right now, but, he's in the Hall of Fame. He knows he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. No matter how he got there. So... honestly, you really think it's that much skin off his back? He's in the Hall of Fame. He's got nothing else to worry about.
No, I know. I just meant I wanted to know your take on the fact that there was that one voter. That's what I meant.
Well, it's just how baseball works. They haven't adopted the new style of how to put people into the Hall of Fame, and there's many other players like freaking Ken Griffey Jr. for example, probably should have been unanimous with a whole host of other ones. It's just how baseball works. Mm-hmm. No, I personally don't think Mariano Rivera should have been unanimous over Derek Jeter. I know they were 2 separate years, but Derek Jeter was the leader of the Yankees, and his fielding was fantastic. Think about that diving play he made in the stands and freaking busted up his nose. That's just incredible. And he just seems like he should have been. He's like the poster boy for being a first ballot Hall of Famer, being voted in unanimously.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely one of the top players of all time. Really, if you look at
certainly of our generation, when he came
all time is hard because
There's years. There's so many years of baseball.
So many years of baseball. Exactly. And the game has changed.
There's so many arguments
much.
There's so many arguments for who's the best player of all time, but it kind of goes to that.
It's hard because there's 2 completely different sides. That.
Exactly.
It would be equally as hard for
basketball. Michael Jordan.
It'd be equally as hard for football because you can't say who's the greatest football player of all time
because the game has changed so much.
Some people say Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback ever. Does that make him the greatest football player of all time? Or is it a defensive player?
And they say, look how long he's playing now, but, with the way the rules are now, how stringent they are and what kind of hits that quarterbacks can take. If Joe Montana or somebody, Steve Young, one of them two played in the league today, they could probably extend their career at least 1, 2, maybe even 3 more years with the way the hits on the quarterback are these days.
So much has changed in the game of baseball. I mean, the height of the mound has changed. There are so many different rules. There's replays now. I mean, so much goes into the game now that was never even a thought before. And then you got the steroid era and people who say that they deserve recognition and people who say they don't. There's just been so many different points of baseball and so many different types of players, and there's so many positions. I mean,
the thing that
you have the greatest pitchers ever, you got the greatest hitters ever, you have a guy baseball's so confusing. You have a guy who has more hits than anybody ever, and he's not in the Hall of Fame.
The thing that it's not like steroids are magic. You still have to put the work in. So, like, yeah, they help your body recover and build muscle faster, but you still have to put the work in the weight room and work out in the field to make the steroids work. It's not like, oh, I'm just going to shoot myself. And
so you think anybody from the steroid era, you think like Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa should be in the Hall of Fame?
Maybe not first ballot, but they should still deserve to be in there because they still had to put, even though they use steroids, they still deserve to be in the Hall of Fame because they still put the work in. It's not, steroids aren't magic.
They're not magic, but they're real big boosters. I mean, you look at
but if you
the body size difference.
Wait, so the guy that had the most hits, like
Pete Rose,
I'm say so.
That's something different though.
Got
caught with friggin' gambling and the whole.
That whole situation is so stupid.
This is gonna be really stupid. But does steroids affect anything besides just like strength and physically? So if he had the most hits, that means he had the most contact.
Oh no!
Like,
it helps the body
not the
recover
same player. Not the same player.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, Pete Rose didn't do steroids. Pete Rose is banned for gambling when he was a coach.
Yeah,
a completely different story. But I would say the 3 or 4 biggest names from the steroid era are Sosa, Bonds, Clemens, and McGwire. And
sure,
none of them are in the Hall of Fame, and I think they're going to continuously keep on missing out because it's just such a frowned upon thing. Because baseball, it'd be different if someone in basketball took steroids. Maybe you can dunk a little bit better. Everybody in the league can dunk. I mean, it doesn't really. I mean, I guess maybe you could run harder, but you can't dribble a ball better because you took steroids. You don't have better hand-eye coordination because you're stronger. And yes, swinging a baseball bat may be one of the hardest things to do in all sports. But just the fact of how many, I mean, Barry Bonds has more home runs than anybody ever. Would he have that without steroids?
And that's a very interesting point and like a very valid point, but it's not like they're sitting it's not like they're shooting themselves on the couch and they're not doing anything. They're still going in the weight room and putting the work in. Because like if they just freaking shot themselves in their freaking ass and freaking just sat on the couch and did nothing, the steroids wouldn't do anything for them. Maybe help their body recover a little bit better, but they still put the work in the weight room, and I feel like they deserve to still be in the Hall of Fame. Maybe not first ballot like someone like Derek Jeter because he's been clean the whole time, but
yeah,
I don't know. That's just my thought on it.
But that's all we don't got to talk about any more baseball. I know you two are probably drowning over there.
I know about the steroids. You still need to put the work in. It's not, they help you like recover faster and kind of get a little more muscle, but it's not like you're saying you can't
you're a big
put it in you.
I mean, would LT be the same if he never had a cocaine addiction? Real question.
I'm anti-steroids because
so am I.
Yeah, me too.
I am.
You're a big UFC guy.
Yeah.
Let's compare them.
Before the USADA era.
If a fighter's taking steroids, obviously they still need to be able to have the mechanics and they still need to be able to have the skill to fight. But they can hit harder, can they not? They can hit harder, they can fight harder. Just like in baseball, they still need the mechanics and they still need the background to be able to obviously know how to play, but they can hit the ball harder, which is a humongous part of the sport.
Yeah.
Just like punching is in MMA.
If you want to go back to UFC, look at someone like Vitor Belfort, who definitely did steroids back in the day, and he was a friggin' monster back in the day. And then when USADA hit, he looked like he had a dad bod going on, and he certainly was not the same fighter that he was when he was friggin' definitely juicing up. So steroids definitely help you. And
of course, and that's why I don't think any of them really deserve any career-long recognition, because
I could see that. I mean, I'm from the standpoint is that they still have to put the work in. I get it's definitely a huge booster.
So if I'm swinging a baseball bat at a 300-foot field, the fence is 300 feet away,
sure,
and for a year long I can only hit the ball 250 feet. But then I take a week off and juice up, put a needle in my butt, and now I can hit a home run 50 feet over the fence. I deserve the same respect.
No. But there's so many guys that do it, and not saying that makes it right, but how many guys that you think that haven't gotten caught have done?
There's tons.
Exactly.
There's tons.
So,
But you can't. But there's a difference. There's guys that were so obviously caught. I mean, you compare the body size of McGuire and Bonds in their rookie year to the next couple.
100%.
It's literally
100%.
two different human beings. But if a guy isn't doing it to that magnitude and is just, I mean, obviously it's not right, but. I don't know. I just don't. At the end of the day, I don't think those guys belong in the Hall of Fame because it's cheating. And anybody who cheats,
it is cheating, and like they know it 100%.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying, and that's just the message of the day.
This guy's cut-ins here are fantastic. He really does a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, you still have. I mean, there's steroids in every sport, and there always will be.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised someday if they made steroids legal in some sports because so many guys use them.
No way. That'll be the day sports
die. Does Edelman
die.
deserve respect?
What do you mean?
After the PED incident?
Dude, that was because he was recovering from surgery.
And?
He wasn't doing it during the season.
It doesn't matter. He still took them.
I guess.
What if people only took the steroids to recover, MJ?
Huh? And again, steroid. If you're giving steroids to
as a cream,
if you're giving steroids to a wide receiver, what's that going to do?
Listen, you saw the amount of tackles he broke.
Oh my gosh,
Edelman was a different beast like 2 years ago. Now he's not the same.
He's also 2 years older now.
And plus, I mean,
no, this is like literally aside from steroids. Like I'm just bringing it up. Like he used to be like. I mean, not long ago. So much better.
He's one of, if not the best wide receiver playoff in the history of the sport.
Well, he's also had a lot more time in the playoffs than everybody. He's not like an amazing playoff receiver. But
Jerry Rice spent a long time in there too.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the only person he's really in contention with. But there's other receivers who have been there
Jerry
a lot
Rice
too.
is also considered, or barely even considered, like it's not even really a thought that he's the best receiver ever.
But that's what I'm saying.
Edelman's nowhere. He doesn't even crack top 50.
I know, but what I'm saying is that Edelman is right there with Jerry Rice at that level when it comes to playoff football. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
What do you mean? It's a stat.
He's had a lot more games though than a lot of other people.
I think you'd be surprised how
when the
close
49ers were making their run, they were pretty consistent.
They were just as dominant.
Playoffs.
I mean, I think you'd be surprised at the numbers. I mean, I know the Patriots have been dominant for a long time, but other teams have too. People forget that there's teams that they either make it into the wild card almost every year or sneak it into the divisional, but people just don't forget about them or look at them as a dominant team because they didn't make it to the chip. So there's a lot of teams that make it there a lot, and there's a lot of players that have probably played a lot more games than you think. I think you'd be surprised. Just saying.
I'm saying Edelman spent his whole career in the playoffs. So
he's literally played 13 less games than Jerry Rice in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there.
So what are you getting at?
Wait, what are his playoff game stats compared to most players? Like how many games has he played compared to the
Let me shut up. I'm trying to find. It gave me the wrong stat. I'm getting the right stat right now. Yeah, give me a second.
All right, MJ, what do you have to say?
What do you mean?
I don't know why you're saying Edelman's so bad of a receiver.
I'm not saying he's bad at all. I'm just saying like he's not like
good.
No, I'm saying he's not like amazing in the playoffs. He's just been there.
He factually is though. Like it's
Brady,
a statistical stat.
That is so wrong.
I'm saying he's
so wrong.
I'm not denying that he's good.
You just said he's not that good in the playoffs.
He's not that good in the playoffs.
Oh, I'm saying like that. Like you're putting into like when you're saying how good he is in the playoffs, I'm thinking you're putting him at like top 5.
I never said that. I never.
I know that's how I'm
good
saying.
in the playoffs.
How are you seeing that when I said he is top 5? He's top 2 in the playoffs.
It's a statistical stat that he is one of. If he's definitely tied with top 2 with Jerry Rice in the playoffs. And I'm not a Patriots fan, but even I can acknowledge his stats in the playoffs.
Yeah, I want to know what his yards per game in the playoffs are.
Well, I mean, but just look at that catch he made against the Falcons.
Well, yeah, that was one of the best catches in history.
And he's been a main target for Brady in every single Super Bowl. And Julian Edelman in the slot is unstoppable. it's an automatic first down, if not an automatic like 6 to 8 yard gain.
And let's not forget,
every single time.
Which
coming
that
out of
helped us
college,
this
he
year.
wasn't even a wide receiver. He was a quarterback.
That helped us this year.
The whole team was just not as it usually is altogether, though, Joey. It wasn't.
Listen, man, I know you saw that drop.
Okay, yes, that was an awful play, but one play does not discredit someone's entire career.
Yeah, I know. I just want Derek to find the stat. He's taking so long.
What's that?
I just want to find, or I want to see Edelman's yards per game.
I'm trying to find it. If you didn't.
Yeah, I know. I know you're trying to find it. That's the point.
There literally may be a live beatdown.
This happens like
dude, that'd
every episode.
get you numbers for sure. I mean,
Why
come
are
on.
you yelling at me? I'm trying to figure out, but nothing has how many games he played. I'm trying to. All right. Anyways,
He has 150. He has
yeah, you can find the receptions really easily, but I'm trying to find.
he has 5 100-yard receiving games,
In the playoffs.
and he has 105 playoff receptions.
Yeah, but how many games have you? That's what he's trying to figure out. How many games have you played? But he's literally right behind Jerry Rice, and there's no way that he's
played 16, so that's a
There you
season.
go.
So that's a season. That's 105.
Wait, no, are you looking? Are you making sure that's not the year for this year?
No. Edelman has played in 16 career playoff games,
Okay.
so that's a season.
So he's literally played 12 less playoff games than Jerry Rice, and there's only 40 receptions behind him.
Yeah, so your whole argument just kind of fell flat on his face.
You're like, oh, he's played so much. He's literally 12 games behind him in the
Well,
play.
behind Jerry Rice.
Yes, but that's
exactly the point.
That was your whole argument, though.
That's exactly what we're comparing him to.
My argument wasn't with Jerry Rice.
Yes, it was.
My argument was with every
No, you
receiver in
said
playoffs.
Jerry Rice.
You were talking about
specifically.
Joseph Bernardo. You make me angry. That is my
You
statement.
literally said Jerry Rice specifically. That was your whole argument.
You brought
point.
up Jerry Rice.
No!
Yeah, because you said that he was leading, and that's how that got
Yeah,
in.
but then you started saying that there was a comparison in that
Between Edelman and Jerry Rice.
I meant Edelman versus like any other receiver ever.
He
in the
literally
playoffs.
smokes him in the playoffs than any other stat.
What are his yards per game though?
Why
Look it
does
up.
that matter? He
Look
has
up.
5 100-yard reception games. That's I mean, that alone is crazy. I mean, that's not something that's exactly your everyday occurrence in the playoffs.
In a 10-year
As your
career,
number one,
Exactly.
in a 10-year career, 500-yard or 5.
And he
games
has
of
had
100 plus yards.
how clutch he has been in the Super Bowl alone, dude. And then when we were down 14 points against Baltimore that year, and he threw a dime to Danny Amendola, he's a huge asset of the Patriots.
So if you weren't just comparing him to Jerry Rice, who else were you comparing him to?
I don't have any names in my head. I just
What?
want to know.
We don't try to understand what Joey's thinking.
Okay, yeah, I'm new here, so I don't know how you guys usually
All I want to know
run
is
the
his
show.
yards per game.
That doesn't matter though.
It does matter.
It really it doesn't.
It does not matter at all.
It
Your
does not.
yards because I want to know how efficient he is in the playoffs.
He had 5 100-yard games in the playoffs. That's pretty damn efficient, if you ask me.
Joey, if you really want to know, look up yourself because you're not doing a whole lot either way, so it doesn't matter.
I'm actually doing a
This
lot
is the
because
mo-
I'm
this is the
I'm defending
most-
myself from every other member in here, so I am doing
Because you
something.
said-
Because you sound like an idiot.
You're defending
Yeah.
yourself in a
This is
losing
worse
argument.
than Gavin trying to say Tua is overrated.
I mean, you want to compare him, Joey? I mean, Julian Edelman has better stats than Reggie Wayne, Michael Irvin. He's got better stats than Hines Ward, Fred Biletnikoff.
But like,
What a name!
per
Right there.
game.
What a name right there!
I want to know
Fred
like per
Biletnikoff's
game.
It doesn't matter per game though.
I'm
It
confused
does.
why that matters so
I
much.
know.
No,
Yeah,
because
just look up
if you have a lot of games and you, I don't know.
he has 16 games.
What a freaking fire!
No, I'm
What a
saying
comeback there.
if you have played the most, it's a lot
But he
easier to
hasn't,
have a
though,
lot
because Jerry
higher
Rice has
stats.
14 more games.
I
than
don't
you
care
guys.
about Jerry Rice.
Why? That's who we're comparing him to.
I'm not comparing him to Jerry
Then who
Rice.
are you comparing him to?
Nobody. I just want to know his stats, and then I can start coming up with something.
Oh my gosh, Joseph.
It sounds like you're talking on
So,
your ass
UFC
a little
this
bit.
week-
I am talking out of my ass until I figure out his actual stats.
UFC this weekend has an event
There you go,
with
thank
2
you.
heavyweights.
That'll be a good
Curtis-
I
fight
do
right
not know
there.
where the hell to find these stats.
Curtis Blades versus Junior Dos Santos or I can't.
Yeah,
say
no,
that.
you're good. You're good.
Just JDS. Curtis Blades is a young grappling killer. I like to call him. He takes everyone down. He elbowed Alistair Overeem into the next
Oh my
century.
God, that was sick.
But JDS is still a top fighter, and he's getting old, but he's still one of the top heavyweights in the world right now.
I'm sorry.
No,
I
you're
just
good.
can't let this be. 70 yards a game.
Okay,
70 yards a game.
Okay, he may have had
Wait, no, let's hear his
he
comeback
may have
here.
had 129 yards per game in the 2018 playoffs, but
Oh, but screw him, right? I mean,
screw him.
And 75 yards per game is literally your number one receiver numbers.
70
Yeah.
yards per
Can
game.
you please admit that like you were just wrong now, so we could go on to another topic, please?
No, I had nothing to back it up because I just wanted to know the stats.
Okay, but now you know the stats and you're still
Because
wrong.
I know. Because
So admit you're wrong.
So you're admitting you're
I
wrong.
know, I am wrong.
Okay, there we go.
But the thing is,
I was wrong.
I was wrong. It just went on for too long because there was nothing to actually take from. It was like everybody was still like talking about it, but there was
Because
no
you made
information.
it go on longer than it actually did.
Because
though.
I just wanted to figure out the stats and I didn't know where to find them.
Pull out your
You
phone.
look on your phone.
And
You had all of
75.
us looking it up instead of yourself, and you're the one saying the stuff.
And then you yelled at him because he was taking too long.
Because I'm the one trying to.
No, exactly.
You're the one asking the question.
All right, well, bit of a chaotic ending this time, but
Endings.
we're gonna keep it short. It's already at like 40 minutes, and then we were gonna
Honestly,
shoot for
but
30.
like, how many other receivers have 75 yards or
this
more?
has been
in the
this
playoffs?
has been the Four Fanatics, and we will see you next
That's
week.
like regular number one receiver yards.
Stop it.